Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Romance of Three Kingdoms 14 on the series JG. We are kind of slowly but surely closing in on the end of this series, which is just as well, because for the rewarding the Zerfall charity stream donators, I need to get going on their... I'm supposed to be starting a new series of something. I figure I kind of feel like going back to Nobunaga's Ambition. Can never remember, is it Iron Triangle or is it Call to Power? Like, the one I like is the one that has a whole lot of individual city management. It's the one that Ambition is based around, except that it doesn't let you do individual officers like Ambition does. I guess I could try Ambition. I don't know. But what I'm getting at here is I got other series we've got to get going. However, still having fun here, and we haven't quite finished the job yet. So last time we used up all our orders and got ourselves into a position where we were ready for action turns. We've got a big naval battle going on here. Bobo the Vulture and Don Everstar are going to hold Jian Ye at bay, and really I should just get the action going before I get too distracted, since yeah, we got things set up what we want to do. Tolpanzer, I guess, is returning to base to reform his ranks. I've got an army of guys, no siege weapons, but it should be enough guys to take Changsha, even without siege weapons, because Changsha marched a whole bunch of troops to attack Wuling, but that turned into a whole thing, where troops marching out of Jiangling and Jiangyang primarily kind of got around them, in front of them, behind them. They got pincered, sort of, kind of. They're in a bad place. Chenwu's going down. He's been cut off from his supply lines. Getting an understanding of the supply line mechanic was so important. I'm annoyed that they took, because every time the enemy takes one of these little zones, it completely resets its development. So E, or used to be built up, now it sucks. But the unit that took it, which is some anime lady, she got cut off from behind and just like fell like a house of cards. So we'll see what happens on the next action turn. Probably the most important thing to keep an eye on is really going to be that naval battle. Proposal by Vulture Boba to set fire to MPEL unit failed. We were able to lower the morale of Sun Ce Army's Taishi Tsi unit by 15. It would be much easier to hit them now. I hope so. Because this naval fight might not go my way. I will not have a big advantage most of the time against Sun Ce's guys at sea. And in fact, they are retreating. Well, no, that's just, who is that? Toriyama Rosaru from Zhong has challenged Huang Zhong the Dream Master from Liu Pan Army. Okay, that's interesting. So I didn't realize this, but Huang Zhong the Dream Master is moving against, or he's moving. He's the last decent officer Liu Pan has, and he's moving to try to save Liu Pan's last cities. This makes sense. All right, Lethal. Be careful. He's the Dream Master. He's a lot. I know you don't like the olds. Well, that's Grimmeth. But be careful, man. He's more dangerous than he looks. He'll change your dream. He will get into your head, man. You should tone down that recklessness, young whippersnapper. He doesn't have his own unique model, though. Although Lethal can handle himself in a fight. He's gonna win. He couldn't actually knock him off his horse, but he won, which would be bad for Huang Zhong's morale. Wuling is about to collapse. We are headed for Chai Sang. That's Xu Sheng. For a minute, I thought Yuan Shao, who was commanding troops, had broken free. They are retreating rather to Chai Sang. So we are going to win this naval battle, although we won't have the mightiest army in the history of armies by the time they get to Chai Sang, but they might still be able to get it done. The smart move would probably be to take this tower and this port, maybe start encircling the city, and have a siege unit of some kind come out of Lujiang. We got a lot of supplies on their way to Lujiang. Duji's taking care of that for us. Taishitzi's his morale is staying fairly high. I mean, what little morale damage he took was from that tactic. But he's got defense 499, assault. I mean, he's not going to win. He is surrounded and outnumbered. But they're probably it wouldn't be terribly stupid to have Yuan Shao and Zhu try to encircle him, or just let the fight keep going on as it is. What about these guys? Are they still... They are returning to Jianye. Because there's a big old attack force heading for them. And Bobo and Dawn Everstar came out here to put a stop to their nonsense. So they are returning, which is the smart move. I was kind of hoping they would keep trying to attack Lujiang and leave Jianye more poorly defended, but no, they're not going to do it. Or maybe I should have let them get farther across the water before getting involved. And it looks like... I forget who you guys were encircling. It wasn't somebody whose name I recognized from the novel. Might have been Cheng Pu. It was definitely, you know, one of Sun Tzu's more famous generals. It is not one that I remember as like a Dynasty Warrior guy. But it does look like we're going to take Wu Ling, probably not this turn. And if I stop talking and start letting the clock go, we could actually see... some I mean, see, look at the glorious action. It's not an action game, guys. Looks like Yuan Shao and Lu Bu are not trying that hard to pursue. Meanwhile, in Shenyang, the city became large. They're living large in Shenyang. It seems there's a well-regarded item in Ye. I think we should look into it. Since our army has their forces marching on Jiangyang, we have to do something and fast. We found some gold, surprise attack tome, expel tome. Various people are arriving at places. I'm thinking we got to get like Suma Yi and some other really good officers to... Oh, I'm blanking on the name. Yang'an. The city that's my new border with Liujiang, because that's going to be a very important city as the fighting continues. Lita's grandma has captured Luo. Good for you, Lita's grandma. Appears that's what her balance looks like. So it looks like Taishitzi is trying to run away from a fight he couldn't, you know, he can't really win. He's heading for Chai Sing. Yep. Well, we won't have the kind of numerical advantage you need to overwhelm a city without siege weapons backing you if most of his troops get back. So I do need to think about whether that advance needs to be slowed, or if I just get them across the water, have them positioned there, and start encircling the city like I said. Maybe we can't actually finish it off in this turn. Bandits are going to get destroyed before they can do a lot of damage. That's fine. Yang'an, we just need to get its order back up because it was not doing great. Commerce is almost ready to go to level 2, but it's not quite there. He's a really, really good officer, and actually, switching to you, it's still going to be the same number of turns. Who's best at agriculture? Because that's what's going to have to happen next. Let's just have you Yeah, it'll still take 2 turns to get to that, and then Jushu will already be in charge, and we switch to agriculture. And wherever Jushu was in charge of, looks like it was Guling. Gonna have Kenshin there. Being wasteful with my orders, but I want to put... Kenshin should probably be in charge of... No, that's right, Lethal's a summoner. So he's not... Kenshin is not actually better than Lethal at that. Normally Kenshin would probably be your best person for recruiting, but Lethal is a super over-the-top good officer with when it comes to recruitment. So we'll go ahead and put Kenshin in charge here, and he'll concentrate on agriculture until we get this. He's actually terrible at agriculture, it looks like. Oh, you guys are barely any better. Alright, we'll put Kenshin in charge here because he's going to switch to barracks. But this place is not as important to get right as it is to get the main hex right. Although, you know, this place is worth really micromanaging because it's going to be our frontline city in a war that I'm not ready to fight, so I might as well be doing everything really carefully while we get ready. You can see this place is... I don't know how long Ald's been in charge, but this is one of the best developed zones. Okay. I think the rest of you guys can probably head on home. What zone are you guys from? Because somebody should come down here and actually be in charge of this as overseer here. And he is from Jinye, okay. Where is Jinye? It's back here. I don't know if it's going to have lots of overseers that are just waiting to go. But it's got somebody, that's nice. Feng Xiao's in charge of the main city. I probably want her to stay on top of that. So Sunda, you take over. And someone else will have to take over recruitment. You're not going to be very good at that, but... Ian is leading troops right now. That's fine. You'll be all right for right now. This will stop being a frontline city. It's already not a frontline city, but yeah, once we got people down here, I'll be moving premium officers obviously to this side of the water. So it's going to be a little while before I need to break these guys out and give them more specific commands, but I don't want them to just all be auto attack moving towards there. She said something about bandits. Be careful. I mean, Bobo could just start over right now. He's from Zhangjia, which will eventually, like, he may just move into Chaisang once Chaisang is taken over. How's Zhangjia doing as far as having enough overseers and stuff? It's doing alright. Yep. I think Bobo is an overseer. I think Bobo's from Zhangjia. Yep. Because he first marched out to defend the city and he's never really quite got back. Shochun is probably a little short of people now because we moved some talent out. Well, she's still in charge, although that's going to have to change because I'm moving her to another city. Is there... Tuji is the one leading the transport unit. Somebody else is going to need to be in charge. So but this guy's not, he's not really entering the city, he's just going to a... He's just in charge of a transport unit. So he'll be coming back, is what I'm getting at. Alright, that's fine. And then Lu Jiang, how are they doing for officers? I know people are moving around to get to some of these places. Yeah, they are not actually, But now we've got people. Now finish something before we start in on something with nothing. He's famous. And we do already have people doing this, which was, you know, yeah. Okay. Same question, Guanling. Are you all set up? Why wouldn't you be? I actually moved extra guys there to command troops. So Shochun is a place I know that just got depleted of officers. But in general, I shouldn't need to be too worried about it. Yep, okay. I guess I'll do a quick cores check to make sure I don't have anybody that needs to switch what's being developed in the core. I've got some places that will need to do that soon. And this, you just hit level 3 because you just got big. So it might be time to switch to commerce rather than troops. Oh, we got an actual officer here who's not doing anything. He's the drill master. Alright, so there's an extra guy floating around here who could probably get sent over to just to be, you know, a warm body in here. Paying you. He's kind of a mediocre political officer. He's not terrible. He's unselfish. And his reward for being unselfish is getting to move to the frontline city and probably helping someplace slowly develop commerce until, you know, the end of time. Okay. You guys are really close to being ready to switch. No, actually, you can switch right now. Alright. Yeah, one is just because I guess just because it's been under my control and hasn't been attacked, it's become a really good city. Sometimes if you have a city for a very long time, it can develop really well, but if it's on the front line and getting attacked, you know, your ability to just constantly babysit it and make sure it's, or your ability to constantly build it up without having any kind of disasters that underwhelm that can be disrupted. Junyu's famous. But I think temporarily I might not want him to be in charge while we're building up the barracks. And he can instead come over here and probably be the best overseer this place has ever seen. Although honestly, no, we're gonna move him out of here. We're gonna move him to Junyu's really good as far as like domestics go. We're gonna move him to our frontline city down here that's facing well, now we'll move him here. I don't want that place to just be swimming in officers before I've got before I'm ready to act. Now, supplies are being sent there periodically, so it shouldn't run out of money. But just having lots of, like, having way more officers here than there are need for officers is probably not a great idea. It might already have. Yeah, it's already got various people who aren't doing anything right now. And I don't think they've been ordered to move out. Alright. I don't know if there's 444 means the city becomes huge, but if so, that city will be huge pretty soon. Shochun, our starting city, might get there first. Guanling, now Guanling will actually get there first. But if people point out, Guanling always kind of sucks just because it doesn't have that many areas. So it never really gets that good. Alright, we've got all these orders we didn't do anything with. What kind of suggestions have we got? Release prisoners, don't care, burn enemy. No, those are Earl King's unit in Wuling. Lu Jiang's defense. I think that builds up on its own over time, but I've got the gold. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't. Reinforce units. Oh yeah, there's no reason not to. Again, I got the gold. It does feel like cheating to use these, though. I don't think the AI gets to occasionally just boost its troop counts. So I'm no longer just picking anything because the person's wise. All that means is that they make suggestions more often. The Rizza is suggesting something at a core, so I always do those. Okay, is there anybody who's recommending Yong'an agriculture? Yeah, Yong'an I want to spoil a little bit. Because it's the city that's the front line against, sadly, we're not being, given order in, normally it seems like a waste, but order in that city would have been nice. We need to keep things really good, on really good terms with Xi because somebody said, hey, they will surrender before you've got a border with them. I don't know that that's true, and even if it is, I want a border with them because if we get Xi to surrender to us, we're going to have these really these really weak cities down here that Sun Tzu is going to start attacking. Like, once they're ours to defend, they're in bad shape, and we'll need to start backing them up pretty quickly. Not to mention submission demand. There's no forces to surrender to. What I mean by that is there's no forces that can surrender to us. And I think that's because we don't have a border with Xi. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. People who need people. It always says, hey, try to hire these two guys. They will never work for me. They hate, Showtai's a prisoner. No, he's not. He's not a prisoner. I'm sorry. Shoshan is not going to come work for us. Yeah. So it always tells me to check people because there's these two free officers, but they both just hate... Oh, nobody wants to be rewarded, eh? They both just hate Yuan Shu. So they are not going to join us. So, yeah. Queen Duan. Just teaching people stuff now just for the sake of using up books and earning fame from it. Yuan Shu has the most educated army in the known universe. This guy who will never see battles, and he's like some kind of Qiong barbarian, but he knows how to use the Chu Konu, which was pretty high-end technology at the time. And spell. That used most of our, a bunch of our orders. I should consider if I want anybody to march before I use up all of the orders. Also, if I want anyone to search. Is there any place in particular that they want me to search? Yay! He is perfect for conducting searches. And actually, he's the only person who's recommended that it won't take more than a turn, so let's have him go. Najio Doshan. Do we want Lu Jiang to send out some kind of catapult unit? You can have Dajun. Dajun has been really good. We could send her out with a big-ass catapult unit. We just have to make real sure that it doesn't get murdered. And it... How many troops is in your unit here that's reinforcing? 20? Yeah. I like that. This might be a little too much, but I like the idea. Bobo's coming down there to support. We've got Juju down there. It might be time for Yuan Shao to retreat, actually. Or he could go after this arrow tower. That might be fun. 200,000 unit siege troop out of Lujiang might be a terrible idea, actually. But now that these guys have realized they have to stay here and defend Jiangye, I think we can afford to have Lujiang have a few fewer troops. Might want to march somebody out of Jiangjia to help with the combat, though. I think Cao Ren is the man for this job. As long as I Cao Ren, I'm here, no matter what comes, blah blah. Yeah, I think Cao Ren's the guy for this job. Of just adding some troops to our count here. So that if they, you know, we've got somebody there to help defend our siege units if Juju's unit gets kind of whittled down. With Cao Ren bringing up a nice car. It's too bad, Tolpanzer. If I'd pulled you back into the Jiangjia earlier, it would have been you leading this unit. But you, I'm sure, will be involved with more combat before this is all over. And that leaves us very close to being out of orders. So I think we can just take what little we've got left. How are you guys doing for food? Should you use that merchant? You guys are doing fine. $53K supplies. They've got a lot of gold now. They've got a lot of gold now. Might as well get this started. Because I've only got 3 orders left. You are getting reinforced with stuff anyway, so why not send some stuff out at you? See, I'm looking for places that have obscene amounts of troops. Chen Liu has an obscene amount of troops. How many troops can Yang'an hold? It can only hold 50,000, so we don't need to be sending all the troops out of Chen Liu towards Yang'an before it can develop. Where would be a good place to send them? Well, Lujiang's right in the middle of the action, and it can hold 70,000. Well, let's just send the max that this guy can do. Hold on. Let's not make a mistake here. Let's not take so much food that there isn't enough left. There isn't enough back in the city for this many troops to move. I might end up losing some troops here if Lujiang doesn't grow any bigger. But we'll see what happens. Alright guys, I think I've gone a little over, so I'm going to call it a video. When we come back next time, we will be continuing the war between the states. The state of being under Yuan Shu's control and not being under Yuan Shu's control. Catch you guys later.